Early in the morning on March 16, the Nordaam moored at the Antigua cruise ship dock located at Heritage and Redcliffe Quay in St. John's, the capital and largest city of Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua is located in the West Indies in the Caribbean Sea. The skyline of St. John's is dominated by the evocative white Baroque towers of St. John's Cathedral. Built in 1845, the church is now in its third incarnation, as earthquakes in 1683 and 1745 destroyed the previous structures. The towers are the first sight of Antigua for about half of the island's visitors each year, many of whom arrive by boat. With its recently completed cruise ship dock and several hotels, St. John's is a lively hub for shopping and dining. The settlement of St. John's has been the administrative center of Antigua and Barbuda since the islands were colonized in 1632. The cruise ship dock is just steps away from many duty-free shops, restaurants, boutiques, and services at Heritage Quay that also offers visitors a breathtaking view of St. John's Harbor. This area comes alive with local and steel pan music when cruise ships are docked at the finger piers of the harbor. The Cheers restaurant offered free Wi-Fi when you ordered something to drink. Salud por eso! Originally built in 1683, St. John's Cathedral on Church Lane had been rebuilt at least twice by the late 1800s due to earthquake damage. Today it stands in need of further repair after the earthquake of 1974, but the architecture makes it a popular sight to see. The following pictures were posted on a bulletin board, and they showed how the interior of the cathedral will look once the restoration is done. Building housing the Museum of Antigua and Barbuda. What's in a name? Antigua is a Spanish word which means ancient, and Barbuda means bearded lady. So Antigua and Barbuda get to be the ancient and bearded ladies in the Lesser Antilles. After spending some time exploring the largest city of Antigua and Barbuda, we headed back to the Nordaam for a quick bite to eat before our shore excursion, Best of Antigua, that will give us a glimpse into the colonial history of the region. The bus ride gave us an opportunity to see some of Antigua's landmarks, such as the House of Culture, the Parliament Building, what remains of the Gunthorpe's sugar factory, the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium, as well as some colorful dwellings and church buildings, and some old stone rum distillery buildings. Our visit to Dow's Hill was very informative and afforded many opportunities for excellent photography, with 360-degree view of Nelson's Dockyard, which we would later visit. These are 18th century ruins of a house believed to be owned by the Royal Navy Dockyard Commissioner. Some stonework has been restored, but it is believed that the house dates back to around 1780. The Belvedere offers a panoramic view of the national park, giving you the chance to take some scenic photos of the superb surroundings. Toward the end of our visit, we attended a 15-minute-long presentation that took us on a trip through the eras of the Amerindian hunters, the British military, and the struggle against slavery. Here is another panoramic view of the national park. It sure was a relaxed and informative start of our Best of Antigua shore excursion. Our next stop will be at the Blockhouse. The area known as Blockhouse Hill, located just below Shirley Heights Military Complex, affords fantastic views over the south coast of Antigua from its overlook esplanade. Ruins of a large gunpowder store. The 18th century English guard post is well worth a visit for the spectacular views of the English harbour. The guardhouse building now houses the Lookout Restaurant. I captured pictures of some watercolors depicting members of the 20th Regiment of Foot stationed in Antigua in 1702-1703 that adorned the walls of the rustic dining room. The Shirley Heights Lookout offers breathtaking views over the English harbour, as we will see in the coming panoramic picture that I am about to describe. The Heights Military Complex stood guard some 490 feet above sea level, with a battery of guns protecting the narrow entrance to Nelson's Dockyard in English Harbour. Our last stop was at the Nelson's Dockyard National Park, a cultural heritage site and marina in English Harbour. It is part of Nelson's Dockyard National Park. It was named after Admiral Horatio Nelson, who lived in the dockyard from 1784 through 1787. After the British Navy departed, it fell into disrepair, but the new government of native Antiguans realized the potential and brought the place to its former glory, with the added conveniences of fancy hotels and restaurants. Let's enjoy the virtual tour. Then it was time to drive back to Heritage Quay in St. John's to board the Nordaam before she set sail for St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ove was waiting for me for the St. John's scenic sail away, which we are about to relive now. Fort St. James stands at the entrance of St. John's Harbor. Other nearby forts include Fort George, Fort Charles, Fort Shirley, Fort Berkeley, and Fort Barrington. Dinner was at the Vista Dining Room. Followed by the Showtime presentation live from B.B. King's Blues Club, featuring the music that made Memphis famous.
Got to do. second-hand emotion. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be
Well, I guess you say me feel this way, my girl, talking about my girl, hey, hey, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, my girl, I've even got the month of May, my girl.
After the show, it was back to the cabin for a good night's sleep, dreaming about our shore excursion to the island of St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands the next morning.